name is Rachel Steinbacher, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the different toothbrushing techniques. So I'm going to first start off with the Bass method. This method helps aid in biofilm removal. So I'm going to start out by putting the toothbrush at a 45-degree angle to the long axis of the tooth right towards the gingival margin. And then I'm going to slowly go back and forth about 10 times, making sure I don't apply too much pressure to damage any of the tissue. And then I'm just going to repeat this process on all facial and lingual surfaces. I'm going to make sure I redo the tooth I just did. We want to make sure we overlap, that way we don't miss any spots. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back through and do all of the lingual surfaces. And when I get to the anterior teeth, I'm actually going to do a vertical stroke. That way I can reach all areas, and I'm going to go from the end to the tip. Making sure I get all surfaces in my angle. Okay, and now I'm going to go up to the mandibular. You can see this, so... Now I'm going to go lingual. So now I'm going to move straight into the modified Bass technique. This is virtually the same as the Bass method, except for when you're done, instead of just moving on, you're actually going to do a rolling stroke. So, back and forth 10 times, and then roll down. Roll. 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 Now I'm going to do linguals. Anterior, we do the vertical stroke. And down the mandibular. Roll up. Roll up. Now I'm going to the linguals. So now I'm going to move into the phones technique. This technique is actually recommended for children. So I'm going to close the teeth, and we are just going to go in a circular motion. It makes it easier for children to learn. Make sure we're getting all of those areas. Usually my Type It Out would close more, but I have it set up a special way so it's not staying. Okay, so now we're done with the facial. I'm going to move into the lingual. Like I say, just circular motions that's easy for children to learn, get used to. See we would still circular, vertical motions on the top and bottom. So now I'm going to move on to Stillman's method. Now this method helps remove biofilm, plaque, food debris, stuff like that. So you're going to place the toothbrush on the gingiva, partially on the cervical third, and then we're going to do a slight circular motion. This is kind of like phones, but it's very small, circular. I'm just going to go over the entire mouth, all facial and lingual surfaces, circular motions, aim towards the gingiva. Down the mandibular. Small circular motions. Sorry, you can't see. Finish right here. And now linguals. Pick the correct angle. Okay, and now I'm going to be moving on to the modified Stillman's. This is the exact same thing, except we're going to add a rolling stroke to it. So we're going to start off small circular motions and then roll. 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 Making sure you overlap the tooth you've just done. That way we're not missing any areas and we're being efficient. Like I said, this helps remove biofilm and plaque and food debris. Vertical motions for anterior teeth. Mandibular. Now lingual. I'm going to be demonstrating the final technique, and this is called the Trotter's method. So this is basically the same as the stones, but we're doing circular motions while at a 45-degree angle to the occlusal and incisal edges. We're going to be using light pressure and slowly use circular motions, facing downwards. Sure to overlap those teeth. We're facing away from the gums. End of our toothbrush is lined up. That is all of the methods that I will be demonstrating today. So now I'm going to be demonstrating how to do the occlusal surfaces. So what you want to do is apply firm pressure on the occlusal surfaces directly on them, just enough to get into the pits and fissures, and then you just want to make a back and forth motion. Remember not to press too hard because it could damage the teeth. Go all the way up to the premolars, and we'll come back here to this side. And we do not do the anterior teeth because they do not have occlusal surfaces. So now I'm going to be doing that for the maxillary. And side. So you want to replace your toothbrush about every 3 months unless you notice that the brush filaments start to flare out, get worn out. And if you're sick, you also want to replace it right after you're done being sick because you don't want the unhealthy bacteria spreading to the normal healthy gum tissue. It is also recommended that you brush your teeth for at least 2 minutes twice a day. Of course, you could do longer than that, but to get full oral coverage, you're going to want to brush for those 2 minutes. When you're done with your toothbrush for the day, the morning and the night, you want to place it in an upright position with good airflow in an open room, and if you're placing it in the bathroom, store it like at least 6 feet away from the bathroom toilet because you don't want all of the germs and bacteria from the toilet getting onto the toothbrush. The amount of dentifrice that is usually recommended, any children under the age of 3 is actually just a little smear. And the children from ages 3 to 5, they recommend a pea size. And any children 5 and up and adults are recommended less than a half an inch or half an inch of toothpaste. Toothbrushes are also utilized for more than just your teeth. You are supposed to brush your tongue. And to do that, you want to brush from the back to the front, just going vertically. You don't want to scrub it because that's just going to move the biofilm all around in there and the bacteria, it's going to get it all spread. So you want to just make sure you're doing nice vertical strokes from posterior to anterior. And really, biofilm likes to stay behind the proximal surfaces, get under the sulcus, and really get stuck in between the contact area. So toothbrushing really is number one thing to remove that biofilm and prevent calculus and prevent dental caries. It really maintains your healthy gum tissue, and you should brush twice a day.